About your team in the non-conference slate?
Well, I thought we had, some good moments. The last month was interesting. After a kind of a wild start with a lot of games in a short period of time, we had more time to practice and really only had what you'd consider to be one like opponent in Portland, and a couple non-Division I games, and then Wyoming and UTEP, which were tough matchups for us. So. We ironed some things out. One thing that certainly comes to the surface is we have depth, and I think that's our greatest strength.
You got. Go ahead. Well, thanks, man. You always preach about defense, coach, and execution is always important. But can you sense that your guys on the floor are having some fun right now, going to conference play?
Yeah, I think they're excited. Everybody is. It's a clean slate. A lot at stake. Of course, it is a 20-game season. You're not going to win or lose it coming out of the chutes here, but every game is so important, and especially playing league opponents here this early in the season and at home and all that. So I know our guys are really excited. They're geared up. You start to get in a routine, which is really different than the non-conference schedule because of the varied way of travel and one game a week or 3 games a week, or just a lot of different things you do in non-conference. So league play, you start to really develop a routine.
You guys have been great at home this year, so how nice is it to open conference play at home?
Well, we're playing a veteran team coming in with veteran guards with Sacramento State. I think a team that is very efficient, one that's defending well. It's right coming in on a high, coming off of a really nice win against Riverside. So should have some confidence, and I think it's going to be a big challenge for us.
Are those the biggest challenges they present you guys with those veterans on the team?
Yeah, and you know what? They have nice balance too, though. They kind of know where their bread's buttered with those 2 guys, and then they have a lot of other role players that have stepped up and had their moments and have what appears like have accepted roles and done a good job of that. So. To me, in watching them, I know they want to start with their defense. They've guarded well, but they have a lot of options outside of their top 2 guys. But they to me seem like they have a nice team concept.
You started, as you said, you started off the season with a huge slate of games, and then you had a little bit of a break in December. I completely forgot my question.
You're accurate.
Yes,
no,
yeah.
Well played.
Thanks, Brad.
Let me validate that for you.
But I mean, does it? Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna. Anybody else want to go? Because I completely forgot what I was going to ask.
Somebody started New Year's a little early.
Yeah.
You had some nice momentum going into break. How do you make sure that it still carries over after you start up after the holidays?
I think it's just one of those things. You come back, you get after it, you challenge them. You get your edge back. You don't relax. You got to compete. It's a nice time of year for the guys. They don't have responsibilities outside of basketball, and so. But you can also get loose, and your routine changes so much. You can create some bad habits in this short little window here. So we've got to try to stay disciplined, and that time we spend on the floor is really, really valuable. I know our guys are anxious to play again. It's been a bit of a break, but they're ready to go.
Figured it out. Does that give you
all 2.0?
Yeah, pretty much.
Here we go.
Does having a schedule like that where you cram and then you kind of just lay back, does that give you an appropriate assessment of your team?
I think it's good. The idea behind that is play a bunch and then come back and get in the gym and practice and reevaluate and do some things. And also, when you hit December like that, or with the way the finals were set up this year, you really want to give the guys as much time as you can for their studies and not on the road traveling. And at our level, one game on the road is 3 days away essentially, and so you really try to set your schedule up that way, that time of year where you are only playing 1 game a week, and try to hammer out your majority of games there in that November stretch if you can, which happened this year. So yeah, I thought it played out well for us, and you know, it's always crazy how fast it starts to go. We're 11 games in on a 30-game schedule, and you know, you're already over a third of the way through it. But we haven't started league games, so it picks up now. That obviously the level of importance of games it changes.
New Year's Eve, do you have any New Year's resolutions?
Well, one was, you know, to certainly treat you guys better. You know, not true. No, I feel like we got a great relationship, guys. Thank you.
We do.
Yes, we do. No, I'm gonna be healthier. I'm gonna work out more and do all those same things. I think probably pretty similar to a lot of people's, but it's hard to believe 2014's here.